this video example, we are going to demonstrate how to set up a 0 to 10 volt DC input on a 9520 controller. The first thing we want to do is make sure that for the input we are using, we have removed the pull-up resistor and we have set the 0 to 10 volt DC jumper. We know this by going to the help menu and the installation guide for an ASIC 3 controller. And if we scroll down to get to the universal input wiring input pull-up resistors, our required pull-up resistor chart shows that for a 0 to 5 volt DC we have no pull-up, so we will want to remove that. And also for later model 9520 and 9540 boards, we have a 0 to 10 volt jumper column. And so for the input we are using, we would remove our resistor and we would also set this jumper for the 0 to 10 volt. It's important to note to follow the changing pull-up resistors guide. Once we do this and wire our input, we can now set it up. In this example, we'll just set this one up for space humidity. Our input type would be analog input. Convert type, we'll use sensor 2. And our input conversion is going to be raw minimum of 0 and raw max of 4095. Now it does state here that 4095 is 5 volts DC, but we know that since we put our pull-up or our 0 to 10 volt jumper on, that this raw max of 4095 represents 10 volts DC. So our engineering units would be 0 to 100% RH, and that's how we set up a 0 to 10 volt DC input.